Hey, Spencer here from Trail Tech. Today we're going to show you how easy it is to install our Voyager Pro on our very own KTM 500. So here's everything we need for our install today, including our buddy tracking antenna, dock, power wire, handlebar mount, and hardware. All right, so first thing you have to do is figure out which side you're gonna put your handlebar mount on. For our application, we're mounting on the left side of the handlebar, so we're gonna have our mount on the left side of our dock here. You could also have it on the other side, depending on the application. But for today, we're gonna have ours like that, but it's important to test fit and see how it's gonna work for your application first. We've got our 4 nylocks, 4 machine screws, 4 washers, and our 3mm hex. How we're gonna install this is put a washer on each one of these guys. And then run it through our dock. And then pick up a nylock on the back. Just gonna get this started so it stays in place. Nice thing here is there is a mold on the back of this for the nylock nuts, so you don't have to put a wrench on that nylock to hold it in place. All you're gonna need is a 3mm hex. Next nylock in place, our 3mm here. Just getting all these in first before we tighten any of them down. Next nylock. See how many different ways I can hold this. Final nylock. So now that we have all 4 in, we're gonna go ahead and tighten these down all the way. You don't need to go crazy with this because they are nylocks, so they aren't gonna back off even with a good deal of vibration. And as I said, these have a mold in the back for the nylocks, so you don't need to back them with anything. Got them all snugged down. We have all 4 with their washers inside the dock, and then all nylocks are nice and snugged down on the back. So these are the last pieces of hardware that come in our kit: 2 machine screws and 2 nuts. We've got a 4mm hex here for these, opposed to the 3mm we used on our dock. 2 separate lengths on these machine screws, important to note, because the longer of the 2 goes from the handlebar mount into our dock, and the shorter machine screw secures the handlebar mount in place. Now, let's get this mounted up. So each kit comes with 2 different handlebar mounts. For this install, we're gonna use the smaller of the 2. Pops right on our bar there. We're gonna leave the bottom unsecured so that we can dial in the angle we want after we get the dock on there. But the first thing we're gonna do is put the dock on using our longer machine screw. So what we're going to want to do before you tighten this down all the way, there's different notches so that we can dial in the angle of the dock. So you're going to want to think about where you're going to be able to see the Voyager Pro and also how it's going to fit with your handlebar mount. So we're going to go with a fairly generic angle here and secure this down all the way. So now that is secure, and we're going to go ahead and put the other machine screw in to hold our handlebar mount in place. So same thing. Just got to choose an angle and secure this down. And now our dock and mount and everything is nice and secure, ready to go. So the only connection we need to hit the trail with our Voyager Pro is the power wire. Our other sensors include a tach, wheel speed, and temp sensor. We can add these later if we like for whatever application. After we're done with our install, we can tuck them all away. But for now, we're just going to do our power wire. Each sensor has a unique fitting on it, so it will only work with the lead that it's intended for. So for our power wire, it only connects with the lead from the dock that is intended for power. So next, I'm going to show you a little trick that I like to use. This works on a lot of bikes. I ran a piece of safety wire underneath the fuel tank and ran it up here and attached it to the wire that I want to run underneath my fuel tank. This saves us a lot of time by not having to uninstall the fuel tank, which I think a lot of people appreciate. We pull that through. Now it gives us our wire underneath the fuel tank where we want it, saving us a bunch of time. The next step after that will be cutting our power wire to the length and then attaching it to the terminals on the battery. So as you can see, we shortened up our power leads here, cut off the excess, and I installed a couple eyes, make it easy to connect to our battery terminals. And the last thing we're gonna do before this thing is trail ready is hook up our buddy tracking antenna. And that's as simple as taking the fitting here and screwing it in on the back of our dock. There's two fittings on the back that look similar. One has a male fitting, one has a female fitting. You cannot put it in the wrong place. So now that we have our buddy tracking antenna installed, we're going to want to install this vertically on a plastic surface. That would be the ideal setup. And for this install, we're just going to go ahead and install it up here on the windshield. Obviously, for your application, it's going to vary and you can find more creative places to put it. The higher up it is, the better. But for right now, we're just going to go ahead, stick that right up there on the windshield. And then that way we can tuck our wires with the rest of the wires here. So for this application, we don't need the other sensors. And so we're going to take these and we're going to tuck them away on our bike in a safe spot. If we wanted to add other sensors in the future, like temperature, tach, or wheel speed, we can do that, but we just got to get them out of the way. Same with our buddy tracking antenna excess here. We're going to run this down and get it all cleaned up, but that's the final step. All right, now that we got everything cleaned up, the last step is to take our head unit and mount it on the dock, power it up, and we're ready to ride. That's our easy install of the Voyager Pro. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and we'll see you on the trail.